Okay, hi. So introducing Left Coast Chardonnay today to you. This is a Willamette Valley Chardonnay. This is a state vineyard wine from the Left Coast Winery. It is from the Van Duzer corridor over in the Willamette Valley. What attracted me to this wine was number one, it is it's a Chardonnay from the Willamette Valley. So that just automatically puts it in a category above, for me, other Chardonnays. The next thing that attracted me about this wine is that it does have a screw top. Love that. And also, this is a live certified wine. So Oregon is doing a lot to ensure that folks in the wine industry are taking sustainability into account and really making an effort to grow clean wine and to produce clean wine. And so this is one of the live certified wines. And then from there, wineries can get additional certifications. So this winery is also salmon safe and it happens to be vegan. So let's go ahead and give it a try. All right, so I've just opened the wine here and I poured myself a little glass and I'm gonna go ahead and give it some of my first evaluations. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just give it a smell. I really like it. So for me, it's a pretty typical Chardonnay aroma, which is what I want on my first smell. Apple is something that I often get with a Chardonnay, varying level of variety and ripeness with that. And I've talked about this before. And if you haven't heard me talk about it before, I'll talk about it now. So sometimes you get a fresh apple, like you just bit into it, like a very crisp, acidic, bright smell. It's malic acid. Think Granny Smith, like very like boom. Sometimes though, if an apple sits out for a while, it gets a little oxidized, it starts to turn brown, then the smell of apple gets to be, you'll notice it actually kind of is like a sweeter aroma, maybe even getting a little bit funky. Or maybe it's just a very ripe apple, like a very sweet dessert apple. And so that's kind of the varying types of apple that I get with Chardonnay. I would say that this one is trending more in the ripe apple category. And then of course, this one did see some oak. And so I'm getting a little bit of oak on the nose as well. And it's very nice. It's not overwhelming. It's not in your face. It's not buttery. It actually makes me very excited to taste it. Just from a smell perspective, nothing is out of whack. It's very much what I would hope to be smelling when I first picked up the Chardonnay. So next, we will give it a taste. All right, so now let's go ahead and give this wine a little taste and talk about what's going on. Just writing some notes. Okay, here's what I'm getting. So I'm getting a really nice citrus component, probably in the middle. And I'd almost call it like a preserved lemon. I don't know if you've had a preserved lemon, but it's like it's kind of a little bit briny because they're preserved in salt. And so for me, because of the acidity in there and it's so clean, for me, it's trending in that direction. Also, when I really gave it a, vigorous shake up in my mouth, I got some tropical notes. So maybe even a little bit of pineapple. It's interesting because for me, like a very ripe pineapple almost has similar characteristics to a very ripe apple, or maybe even an oxidized apple. There's just this sweetness to it. And so I'm sort of getting that here with this in a good way. I really like it. It's not too much, but kind of in that same guise. I'm getting coconut. So the oak component for me is coming through not as vanilla, but more of like a very light toasted coconut. We get these coconut chips. They're delicious, and they're toasted. They come pre-toasted, and so I love that flavor of that. And that's sort of what I'm getting in my mouth from the oakiness. So definitely not aggressive oak, very light, very balanced, and then a really nice acid finish. This is stunning. I absolutely am loving this.